Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Beowulf. Let's get a bit closer. There we go. So we're on the part of with the sea hag, not the sea hag, sorry, the dragon, and that he was wanted his sweet revenge for that thief taking the golden goblet that was his. He'd been asleep for 300 years. A nice, lovely sleep until he was selfishly awoken. And that night, this death-dealing dragon came flying over the moors. Armed with fire, he came spewing out his flames wherever he went. He did not mind whose dwelling it was he left burning brightly behind him. In his eyes, all were guilty of the crime. If he had it his way, he would not have left a single man alive. Over all the Geatish land, the blazing fires rose skyward. A scourge of fire-spitting destruction he wrought in that one night, pouring out his venomous fire, burning everywhere and everyone with his flame-throwing poisonous breath. Before morning light came to the sky, with the country and its people left so cruelly ravaged, the serpent flew back to its hidden hoard, deep inside his secret mound. Here, he believed, he would be quite safe. But he was mistaken, as you shall hear. Beowulf had heard by now of the horror visited on his countrymen that night by this death dragon. His own mead hall, most magnificent of all buildings in the land, the very heart of his kingdom, had been consumed by the serpent's fire. Sorrow overcame him when he saw the ashes smouldering. Grief gripped and guilt ridden, that good king imagined he must have brought this on himself, that he had somehow angered his eternal God. When he saw how that devil's dragon had visited fire and fury on all the land by the sea, where his people had lived out their lives in peace, secure, they thought, in the safety of their homes. Then anger swelled inside him and overcame his grief and his guilt. Now the old king roused himself to action and swore to punish this evil death messenger. I just wondered, how old do you think the king is? Have a think. We were told roughly how old he was before and how many years he'd been back at home. Old he may have been, but Beowulf was formidable, still in strength and will. At once he gave orders that a huge shield should be made, all in iron. He knew wood would be little use against the searing heat of the serpent's fire. Only with such a shield would he be able to come close enough to the horde-squatting dragon to put an end to this murderer's miserable life. But Beowulf, this mighty warrior of old, would not go up against this death dragon with his army of warriors. He was a hero who had never known fear. He scorned the dragon's strength and his fighting prowess too. Beowulf had survived battles in plenty and had emerged victorious in many other clashes since that crime when he had destroyed the monster Grendel and his sea hag mother all those years before in the land of Hrothgar. He was not afraid again to do in battle in defence of his people, this noble hero. So he took only 11 warrior companions with him to seek out this fiery ravenger of the night. They were all he would need, he thought. But one more came with them too, the slave who had stumbled by chance into the hidden mound and woken the horde-watching dragon from his centuries of sleep. He had been discovered. This guilty slave had been found clutching this precious golden goblet. So the cause of the serpent's woeful attack had been discovered, and the slave was brought along, this cursed coward, to show them the way into the mound. For he knew the inside of the dragon's earthhole, the carnivorous lair heaped high with treasure, where the dreaded dragon lay. Beowulf knew how formidable this underground guardian was, how fierce and fiery a foe he would be. And he was not wrong. To the headland of the cliffs they came, and saw at last the secret mound and the narrow way in. Here Beowulf spoke to his trusted hearth companions. He meant with his words to lift their hearts, to exhort and encourage them, to banish their fear. There was no fear in the great hero, but the truth was that his own spirit was gloomy and heavy with premonition, as if he already knew that this was the place and the time of the last fight, that this dragon would be the end of him. His body and soul torn apart, at last in the struggle that lay ahead, strongly he spoke through, banishing all those dark thoughts from his mind. So as you know, it's a bit wet here. Cherished comrades in arms, I have survived many struggles in my life, and I do not forget any of them, nor the brave war companions who died at my side. I have always had good fortune in these battles, wielding my bright, hard-edged sword again and again in service. First of Hygelac, my king, in my early days, and as king myself, now these long years since. Every battle I ventured I won, by God's good grace, and I shall win again today. Old as I am the stern guardian of my people, and must destroy this death dragon before it destroys us. I would go up against him bareheaded and barehanded, as I grappled once with that monster Grendel, but I somehow defended myself against the fire of this flame splitter. So I carry this iron shield to fend off the flames, and wear my mail shirt and helmet to protect my flesh from the fire venom. I shall be strong in spirit, give all this fight. I shall not run from the heathen, horde guardian, however hot and fierce his flames. Wait here for me, this is my fight. It is for me, your king, to match myself against this champion of evil. I will dare all bravely. Should I win, God willing, then the horde dragon will die his death and harm us no more, and we shall win all the gold he guards. Should I fail, then your king will not see this nightfall, nor any other tomorrow, nor share the cup of mead with you ever again. If this is my end, then so be it. So that is kind of the end of the chapter. Sorry about that. It was just my wife calling me in now. So we're just at a farm where there's loads of geese. But you could pretend this is the dragon's lair. And these geese are like mini dragons protecting the gold. And they're so dark and spooky. And there they are.